let's move to the learnings, right? What is the, let's talk about learnings of from building a company, a tech company in India. So tell us about at Townscript going in past. What do you think you could have done better? What you could have done differently? So can you talk to us about that?
So like one thing which comes top of my mind is about like we could have built the product team earlier. That's the first part of it, because like as I mentioned, like initially it was a very founder driven early set of customers. They were helping us build the product, and that was there was a good time. But then like once the company starts scaling up, your number of team members increase, number of customers increase. I think setting it the product processes earlier in the phase of the company,
Okay.
that could have been done better. I mean, like if it was done very early,
Okay.
phase of the company. So like, so my advice like would be like to anybody who's starting very early, as soon as you have like 3-4 engineers out there, set up your product team out there, or in your engineers itself, somebody, the guy who is more product oriented,
Right.
give him responsibility to actually explore the product side of the things as well. So that's a really nice thing. It pays really well in the long term. So because product team having, it won't give you results in next, like let's say next 1 month or 2 months, but setting up your right roadmap and all, it is very valuable.
Sure.
So that was the one thing. Yeah.
Sure. So, like for example, a lot of times the founders, especially tech
Yeah,
founders,
yeah.
right? They come from technical backgrounds. They are
yeah.
techie guys.
Yes.
And when you give them advice like that, ki set strong processes at
Yes,
the early
yeah,
stage,
yes.
they are figuring out many things, right?
Uh-huh,
Which is
yeah,
like we
yeah.
all can understand that.
Yes.
So, like, how can they see? How can they learn how to set up processes? Because that learning how to set processes is also a learning.
Yes.
Right? Like how to learn to build a product,
Yes.
how to sell a product, and
Yes.
also set processes.
Yes.
So what is the place they can go to like learn to set processes? Is something is there any kind of information out there that they can read about? Like sometimes can be self-taught learning,
Yes.
or any other resource that they can refer to so that they can do some kind of a learning to set up processes.
Yes. So I think like so one, the learning can be two aspects. Like one good way is like what I saw is like the culture of listening to your customers and building your products in the right way is very evolved in Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
Not yet that much evolved in India yet, but we are catching up fast. So reading those materials, like following those companies, if you see like everybody has set up their product blogs. Even Airbnb, they have this nice medium, post. Even Uber,
Right.
so they post even each feature. So they have a nice post about how they conducted the study, how they studied the metrics, and how they came up with those features. So following those best practices, which is going on Silicon Valley, is a good. So there is a group like Silicon Valley Product Group. It's a nice group where a lot of these product managers and the tech people, they collaborate with one another. They sit together, they have podcasts, they have workshops, they have online tutorials, they have a book as well, which is termed as Inspired. Going through that material really helps, to get into that mindset.
Sure.
Apart from that, I think now in India, there are a lot of good product companies like I think Swiggy, Flipkart, even like a lot of the global companies have centers in India like Google, Amazon. So figuring out people who are working there, meeting them over coffee,
Yeah.
telling them, ki, okay, I will treat you.
Yeah.
I just, I'm stuck up with something, how to set up the right culture really helps as well.
Okay. Just approaching people.
It's
That's-
just approaching people, like, and people are ready to help. So, for example, like for me, like I was meeting my seniors, which are working in other companies out there, my colleagues and everything. I used to treat them over coffee and used to understand ki, like how they do it,
Right,
sort of a
right,
thing.
yeah.
So, having both ways, learning online, following a lot of good practices online, following the right companies, and meeting people,
Right.
which are already evolved in those sort of a thing.
Yeah.
It really helps.
Yeah, sure. So I think the point that you brought, like the culture, right?
Yeah.
Like since we started Hurio, we were very interested in working for startups, right?
Yes.
Because like you want to work in this culture,
Yeah,
solving
yeah.
problems
Yes.
and building technological products for people around you. And our struggle has been the same, right? Because people around us, like the founders around us, were just not getting it, right? So the culture of solving a problem and empathizing with people that you're solving
Yes,
for
yes,
was just not
yes.
there. It was so money driven
Yes.
that how to like make profits and
Yes.
how to like just sell it, right? Then solving a problem.
Yes.
And then there was a lot of founders which are not from India, they're sitting of course in US and other parts of the world.
Yes.
They were approaching us far more and we were working with them a lot more, right? Because they had the same kind of philosophy. Okay, let's solve a problem. And maybe they were trying to solve the same problem in some other part, and then they're
Yeah.
coming to India and want to solve it, right?
Yeah.
And we were working very like we are working for a long time with such kind of founders, and while living in India, we were really approaching a lot of founders in India, and they were just not getting it right. So the point that you bring, that the
Yeah.
culture that was not
Yes,
there of
yes,
working and solving
yes,
a problem,
yes, yes.
let's solve a problem for
Yes.
people. I think that culture is slowly shifting. So
Yes.
now I think from last 1 year we are working with a lot of Indian founders, which was not happening
Yeah,
before.
yeah. And I think that you bring a great point, because India was typically a service oriented. So when we entered into the tech scene, we were very service oriented solutions, you know. So somebody was telling us, you know, build this,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, yeah.
and
You know,
we were building it.
Yeah, and we never asked why. Why
Yes,
are we
yes,
building
yes,
this? Like,
yes.
yeah,
So we were asking what,
yeah.
right? So so a lot of the companies we were coming, like they were building. So the India was becoming the tech backbone of world, you know, in that sense. And we came up with service industry first.
Right.
So I think that shift in the mindset is happening very lately, you know, where we are coming with our own products. And I think here crucial is like initial set of the products were copies of Western products and
Right.
Western ideas, you know, we were copying a lot. We saw some initial successes there, but then Western market is, and the Western users are very different than Indian users, you know.
Yeah.
So lately the Indian centric products are coming in,
Right.
you know, and if you have to come up with the Indian centric products, you have to understand the Indian users, you know,
Yes,
very
yeah,
deeply.
Right. When we say that Indian
Yeah.
users are different from Western users,
Yes.
we have to understand that we're not talking that humans are different.
Yes.
Right. The context of India is very different.
Yes.
Right. Languages plays a very big role.
Yes.
The technology is very different.
Yes.
At one places you can have the internet connectivity really, really good.
Yes.
And really fancy devices with
Yes.
somebody sitting in London or
Yeah.
San Francisco maybe using
Yeah.
the same kind of
Yes.
devices. And the same city, you can find another person who
Yeah.
can't read English
Yeah.
and has a very, very basic Android
Yes,
phone
yes.
and still struggling with many things
Yes.
in the same ecosystem,
Yes.
right? So that's why we are saying stuff like, you know,
Yes,
the
yes.
users are different. We're not talking that deep human needs are
Yes,
different. They're
yeah.
very similar, but the context is different.
Yeah, exactly. The context, like if we talk about the context now, just to give an example, you know, there is no equivalent of Book My Show in US, you know.
Right.
The being, if you see at it, because the human need to watch a movie and have a convenience is same there.
Right.
But the ratio of users divided by number of screens available, you know, it's a very, very low in US and very high in India,
Right,
you know.
yeah.
So normally they go to a screen,
Huh.
they don't have to stand in a line.
Yeah.
They get a seat right away, you know, and then they just buy a ticket. So the offline experience is already very good. It is not a pain. But in India, the number of screens are lesser. The number of the people who want to watch the movie are very high. So most likely, you probably, if you go offline, you won't get a seat, or if you get a seat, it is not something which you're gonna like. It
Right.
can be very front, you know, at this part of it. So then there is a company like Book My Show exists in India, because
India.
then you can book it much further in advance.
Yeah.
So that's a very good example of how the context of the market is different. The
Right.
user need is not, but the context of the market is
It's
different.
different, yeah.
Similarly, like if we were copying the US market, so a lot of this like maid booking, you know, and lot of the startups which came in laundry services, you
Yeah,
know,
good
online
example.
laundry
Yeah.
services. So those startup on-demand laundry services came up in India as well, and they were they
Yeah.
got really nicely funded as well. But what they didn't understand that is in India, the bachelors live like 5 people in one room, and
Hired one
the-
maid.
and they have a one hired maid, which does a nice job,
Yeah.
and it doesn't cost, if it is divided into 5 people, it doesn't cost much,
Yeah.
you know. So
Yeah.
there is no need for it.
For
There is no
this.
pain point for it. So if you don't understand that context, you won't understand those users in
Right.
what context they're working in.
Yes.
You won't create a great product out
Right,
there.
true.
So that makes a lot of
Well,
difference.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of things, right? For example, cash.
Yes.
Like buying something, I want to get
Yes,
the
yes.
product delivered to me
Yes.
first, and then I'm gonna pay for it,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So all these things are very contextual.
Yes,
So
yes.
sometimes just copying blindly
Yes,
is not the solution,
yes,
right? Testing
exactly.
things
Yes.
in the context of
Yes,
user is
yes,
very important.
Yes, yes.
So that reminded me like a interesting thing. So recently a company approached us. So they're very, very well funded company, a lot of money, big office.
Yeah.
So they have like again a bunch of engineers who can build anything. You give them a feature list, they just build it, right? And never question why are we building this.
Yes.
So they wanted some of our services, so they approached us. So they have a very, very well-defined business goals. What,
Yeah.
the why, how they're gonna make money, all these things. And so the product manager was using a language like user need to do this, user need to do that, and there's a complete expectations from a user that user is going to follow this particular path.
Yes.
And when the user will follow this path, I will reach my business goals.
Yes.
And that's how I'm gonna make a profit. And then we ask, okay, that's very, very great, but why would a user follow this path? Well, user will follow that path. That's how I'm going to make profit. I'm like, yeah, that is your profit. But why would a user follow that path,
Yes.
right? Why? Is it user's need?
Yeah.
Then they never thought about that question.
Yes.
Okay, so what are users' need? Like, why a particular user in India will use your product?
Yes.
And they're shocked because they never thought about it.
Yes.
And you think, okay, how can you build a product without even asking, okay, who is my user and why this particular person will use my product?
Yes.
And imagine you built the entire product and now you're questioning this, right?
Yes.
So, and this is something which is very, very commonly seen.
Yes.
Because product managers work very closely with business guys, right?
Yes.
And business guys give them business goals.
Yes.
So that's good to know, right?
Yeah.
But there is no user goals.
Yes.
Because a good product can't just sustain on business goals without having user goals,
Yeah.
right? And so this is a very common problem that people just listen to one side of the story. And if you're making a product for people and you're not even meeting them, not
Yes.
even knowing them,
Yes.
and think only marketing will drive
Yes.
your product and that's how it's going to work, then you may get a initial spike and high by having a lot of installations or purchases because you did a very good marketing campaigns. But it's not going to survive and sustain, right? Because it's not actually solving any real problem.
Yes.
And sadly, we see this a lot, right? Then
Yeah,
you think
yeah.
it should not be a commonplace,
Yeah.
but such a common thing which is happening.
Yeah, and then it is very costly as well because if it is a big company, that is fine because if they don't get a product right after building it and after 6 months they realize that they didn't get it right, they still can survive, you know.
Right.
But it's a suicide for a startup, right?
Yeah.
Because you build something
Yeah.
hoping people will start using it. And then you realize that okay, I got the user motivation wrong.
Yeah.
Then probably it is very less likely that you will get a second chance because you always low on the resources part. So I think the point you raise is very good point because especially for startups where you need to understand the user motivations at first very nicely, like what are they motivated about and understanding their context. And it is very easy to test it out as well because it is easy to build prototypes. It is easy to take something out which is a very nimble, a minimal viable sort of a product out there in the front of them and get their motivations tested out there.
Right.
And once you listen them very intently, the market will guide you. So your whole product development process should be driven by your users and your market.
Right, yeah.
And in Townscript also, like in our early days, you know, a lot of our initial products were guided by users as well. The market was, if they want something, they will always constantly hammer you. You know,
Yes.
please give me this particular feature, and
need that,
we will be happy about it.
Yeah.
Don't do this sort of thing. If you're listening very intently, market can guide really your product roadmap like anything.